If you were lucky enough to snag a pre-order of the PS5, then on November 12, you'll have the chance to play the Demon's Souls remake. If you're excited for that, and I know I am, then you're likely going to pre-order Demon's Souls so that it's bought and paid for and ready to go the moment you fire up your PS5 for the first time. And with that, you've got a decision to make. An annoying decision over which version of the game to pre-order. There are two ridiculously priced versions of the game right now to choose from. There's the standard version for $70, and then there's the digital deluxe version for $90. Those are US prices, of course, but I'm in Australia, and here those prices are jacked up and loaded to $125 for the standard edition and a crazy whopping $155 for the digital deluxe. Even with the current exchange rate the way it is, a conversion from US to Australian dollars should mean our pricing should be more like $99 for the standard version and $125 for the digital. So yeah, us Aussies are really getting flat out price gouged here. But honestly, no matter where you are in the world, this whole thing is a rip-off, especially when you consider what you're actually getting for your money. If you order the standard edition, you get the base game, and you get this Reaper scythe weapon. The increased price for this AAA game is pretty unwelcome, to be honest, but it is what it is. Games are going to be priced like this from now on, so we're really just going to have to suck it up if we want to play the game. But what about the extra dollars you might spend to get something like the Deluxe Edition extra goodies? For that, if you do that here, you get the soundtrack. It's a digital soundtrack and that's fine, though it's nothing special really as far as an extra offer goes because you'll be able to listen to that soundtrack whenever you want via other digital means anyway. Every soundtrack from a game these days is on YouTube too, so you'll be able to hear that digitally wherever you want. So it's no real biggie as an offer, that one. You also get a bunch of souls though. You get 2 armor sets, you also get a shield, a weapon, a ring, and a bag of consumables. Now, the souls will almost certainly be on your inventory from word go. There's a storied warrior's soul, which I assume grants 2,000 souls. A renowned warrior soul, I think might grant you 3,000 souls, might even grant you 5,000. I'm not entirely sure on that. And then there's a legendary hero soul, which, if based on history is anything to go by, will grant you 10,000 souls. So that's either 15,000 souls or somewhere around that mark right from the start, which means you're going to have a boost to about level 15 or close to that mark right from the start of the game. Now, I don't personally see why anyone would want to start a Souls-like with an instant advantage in souls. It kind of defeats the purpose of playing a game of this genre to me. I think this kind of early advantage also detracts from your initial experience of the game because it directly diminishes any sense of accomplishment you might feel as a result of intense striving to make progress, which is really what these games are all about, and eventually getting that feeling of elation from the success of making that progress. You know, you can hone your skills and earn a trophy from your chosen sporting field, and you can have that trophy sit on your mantelpiece, and every time you look at it, you know, you'll feel good about what you did, you'll know you earned it, or you can just go and buy a trophy at the local trophy store and whack that on your mantelpiece. Sure, you'll have a trophy, but it won't mean anything or give you any kind of self-satisfaction at all. That's kind of like the same thing in my eyes. And I think a lot of people really underestimate how internally satisfying beating a Souls-like legitimately can be, and how character building it can be too. And I mean, I say that from the perspective of someone who likes the challenge of a difficult game though. If you're a new player with no idea about any of this stuff, and who maybe doesn't care less about challenge in games, you obviously won't care or feel any different about it. You'll just use your paid for souls, you'll think it's cool that you've leveled up fast, and off you'll go. And that's all good. I say have fun. I'm certainly not criticizing anyone for wanting to play however they want to play. Nobody likes the fun police, but that doesn't change the fact that you'll still have robbed yourself of a cool experience even if you don't realize you've done that. Beating Souls-likes isn't just about beating the boss. I know it's a cliche, but the experience of these games is as much the journey as the win. At least it's meant to be, and I feel being handed levels from the start really diminishes the chance players can enjoy that experience. Don't get me wrong though, it's not the player's fault. I think most players won't know any different. After all, on a surface level, to many, it's really just another nice looking game to be played, and that's pretty much it. No, to me, the blame for any diminished experience in this game, at least in respect to this deluxe edition, is squarely centered on the pre-order marketing machine. Here's the thing. That marketing machine doesn't give a shit about what your actual gaming experience will be. It cares about taking as much money from you as it can get, and that's it. You're really kidding yourself if you think otherwise. Put yourself in the shoes of a new player for a moment. How annoying would it be if you paid the extra exorbitant pre-order cost, you get your souls handed to you at the start, you begin your game for the first time, you rush out into the wild, You open your inventory and you see the souls that you don't really fully understand. You use them, they get added to your soul count, but because you're a noob, you immediately die, and then unwittingly, or just because you're not experienced enough with how this type of a game works, you then get yourself killed again before you can recover those souls, only to now permanently lose all of the souls that you actually spent real money on. Now that might sound funny, but I guarantee that's going to happen to somebody, and possibly a lot of people, and for them it's going to be far from funny once they realise what has happened. Now, the marketing machine couldn't care less if that happens, just as they couldn't care less if getting 15 level ups before you even swing a sword might diminish your overall experience or not. If you're someone who couldn't care less either, that's fine, so long as you have fun, that's what really matters. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of it, especially when it's like $30 of extra money that effectively takes away from the game rather than adds to it. I mean, you can just not buy it, of course, but here's the thing. The marketing machine doesn't care about your experience, but they do care about what you think about pre-order bonuses, and in this case, they want you to think your extra money is getting you something special. What they do, as well as the souls, is they want you to believe you're getting a bunch of exclusive weapons and a bunch of exclusive armor, an exclusive ring, and other exclusive stuff that you'll just miss out on if you don't buy the pre-order. That's why a lot of people are going to buy the Digital Deluxe Edition, to get their exclusive pre-order gear. You know, they'll do that to make sure they don't miss out on it just in case that you can't get the gear any other way. For a lot of players, the option to not buy it is the option to miss out, and missing out for many people is what really diminishes their gaming experience, for some more so than losing just a few extra dollars. Now, there is a possibility that's true that stuff is exclusive. A very small possibility that some of that gear might turn out to be only obtainable via the Digital Deluxe Edition, and if you don't buy it, you won't get it. But I doubt that, and strongly so. Consider this. Not one advertisement for this Deluxe Edition gear includes the words exclusive. Don't you think the marketing machine would use that term if it were true? Remember, the publisher's goal is to squeeze all the money it can from you, and it's going to sweeten the deal as much as it inhumanely possibly can to do that. Using words like exclusive are tools of the trade, so when they don't use the words that they really want to, it's because of the fear of future litigation if they market something that's blatantly and demonstrably not true. There are also those of us that remember a similar thing was done with the marketing of Dark Souls 2. There were pre-order bonuses, but that gear was eventually obtainable in the game anyway. Sure, you had to play through the game and get to New Game Plus to get the gear from memory, but it was still in the game. In the end, everyone who was playing the game had the gear. The only difference was time and, for some, less money. What this means is the extra money you'll fork over for the pre-order bonuses in this Digital Deluxe Edition for Demon Souls is not getting you anything other than a quick level up and some early access to gear. But you can do a bit of farming early on to match the souls if you want to, and you can play the game through to eventually get the gear too. That means if you pay for the Digital Deluxe Edition, you're effectively just getting the same stuff as everyone else, only a little earlier. So the question becomes, how early? The souls will be straight up for sure, there's no doubt about that I think, but equipping gear is going to require certain stats. The Reaper Scythe, for example, that's the one you get regardless of edition, requires investment in strength and dexterity, so while you might get access to it early, you may not be able to make use of it early. But even if you can make use of the gear early thanks to those early souls, will you? There's plenty of other gear in the game to be picked up and used, and there's zero guarantee that the gear you're going to get early access to is actually going to be better, or that you'll find it more fun to use. And if it is better, there's nothing to suggest it will be $30 better. It's convenient how information like, the actual final details of what all of this gear is never actually included with the pre-order bonus marketing schling. If it were, you would either decline to buy immediately, or you'd see something included was so amazing that you'd feel forced to buy it, and the resulting negative press would be off the scale as everyone would be outraged that the best gear is locked behind a pay-to-win pre-order scheme, and the marketing machine needs to balance their hype with avoiding negative press wherever they can, so they don't want that, which is why you can be sure there's nothing for your extra $30 in this that is that amazing. In the end, all you're paying for is early access to some stuff that you may or may not be able to use early, and that you may or may not use even if you can use it early. Which means primarily the offer here is for you to pay a bunch of extra money for nothing other than a small amount of time saving. In other words, by paying more, you get to do less and earn less than you otherwise would, which means you are in fact paying more for less of a game. All of that considered, there's not a chance in hell I'll be paying for the digital deluxe version of Demon Souls. It's a flat-out waste of money that not only costs you money, but game time and experience too, something that you should actively be trying to get more of to get the most value out of your investment, especially now that the investment in a game costs so much more than it ever did before. So yeah, guys, that's my take. What's yours? Do you agree it's a waste of money, or are you going to waste your money on the deluxe edition of this game anyway? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.